Last time I mentioned that I had 3 PS2s. Well, not at the same time. I got my first PS2 in college, and being the poor college student that I was, I used it to play all my DVDs and play all my games. So it's quite understandable that after all that use, after all that time, I would wear it out. When I moved in with my significant, we each had a PS2, so then we had 2. Much more recently, we wore the second PS2 out, and eventually I bought the third. Here's my current PS2.
My second just couldn't last until the release of the PS3.
It's pretty much dead, but I didn't have the heart to throw it away yet. I had a lot of favorite games for the PS2. I liked a lot of the music games. I played a lot of Karaoke Revolution. I suppose there was Guitar Hero 1 and 2. Played a lot of Dance Dance Revolution with my friends in college. Another one of my favorite games that happened to be cross-platform that I had on the PS2 was Lego Star Wars. I got Lego Star Wars 2 on the Xbox, and it was equally as good. My biggest PS2 regret? I have several games that I really enjoyed and never got my hands on my own copy. These included Jammer Lammy, Amplitude, and Frequency. I suppose it's not too late, right?
Let's take a deeper look at my PS2 games. First off, we have Namco Museum, another classics disc, which is pretty much exactly what you'd expect it to be. Guitar Hero 2, which I'm happy to say is every bit as good as the original. Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. I lament not spending more hours playing this game. The original Lego Star Wars that I mentioned before.
Lego Star Wars 1 and 2 have got to have the best cooperative play mode I have ever seen in a video game.
Flat Out. Flat Out is a retarded game that I did not pick out. It is a driving game with a twist. Although there are several play modes, the goal is often to incur head-on collisions, and with the force, fling the driver from the vehicle. The further the distance flung, the higher the score. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I got a lot of play hours out of this one, and it has a very good cooperative play mode. However, if I had one criticism, it would be that the camera angle was usually, but not always, intuitive. Simpsons Road Rage is a mediocre game that is basically a ripoff of Crazy Taxi. Although I did still get a lot of play out of it in college because it was one of the only games that I had at the time. EverQuest. I even bought the modem and the PS2 keyboard so I could try out Evercrack on the PS2. While I wouldn't say that the game sucked, I was never really able to get into any MMO until WoW came along. And since I didn't end up playing this any longer than its free 30-day trial period, it turned out to be the biggest waste of money I spent on my PS2. Moha the Frontline. I admit that I got way more play out of the PC version of this franchise. Harvest Moon. I really love Harvest Moon, even though this was the first and only Harvest Moon that I ever played through its entirety. I even replayed it so I could see several of the multiple endings. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. Parappa the Rapper 1 and 2. I got a lot of play out of these in college. Super Vehicle 001. Metal Slug for PS1. Dance Dance Revolution. Exhausting, I suck, but I love it. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. We have a lot of Star Wars games around, but if I remember right, I think this game had a lot of bugs in it. And last but not least, SOCOM US Navy SEALs.
So in conclusion, the PS2 is definitely the console that I got the most use out of. I even bought all sorts of games that I had to buy specific peripherals for.
Thanks for watching my PS2 musings. You might disagree, but either way, let me know by sending an email to geekgirl@clevermedia.com. I'd also like to remind you that you have until the end of the year to submit a digital image of what you'd look like as a superhero. Remember, the prize is a proof of the 2007 Screen Goddess calendar. Please see episode 10 for more complete details. Before I go, I would like to give a special shout out to Ashley. Ashley says she's 9 and likes my pink skull and crossbones hat. This probably makes her my youngest viewer. So hi Ashley, and thanks for watching. Please send me an email to geekgirl@clevermedia.com. Let me know if you play video games, and what consoles you have, and what video games are your favorite. By
By the way, a thanks to everyone who's watching. My stats tell me the variety of different ways that viewers watch this video. And however it gets to you, I appreciate that you take the time to watch it. But if you happen to use iTunes as your aggregator, as many people do, please do me the teensy-weensy favor of leaving me a positive review if you already haven't. Call it your Christmas present to me.